Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another day at the CIL. I am your host, Lichgrave, and today I am joined by Red Protocol. What's up, Red?
Hello. Fine. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just a quick thing, everybody. It's gonna be me running the back end and also casting. So bear with me. We're slow to make sure quality remains same. So yeah. Aside from that, we have Rizzards Burnsiders matchup. Um,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna add that. Yeah, I think this would be a really great match. You can see from the standings that these teams are both neck and neck. So this is going to decide which sort of one pulls away and gives himself a bit of a lead, put himself higher in the league, and which one kind of falls from the middle of the pack. So pretty high stakes match. It's gonna be exciting to see how it goes.
Yeah, both are sitting at the same losses, both out. So yeah, it's really starts to break into that top three, break away from that midfield, starts to better see. Yeah, it's my microphone has a filter on it, so now the people can hear me. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it looks really interesting to see what the teams are going to pull out. We have some very interesting maps for you guys today. There was some technical issues regarding the uh, map band website, so we had to do it all off stream to ensure that uh, y'all could actually get a good view of the maps and we would get it all done on time. So let's transition over to that for you now. Very interesting map lineup today. We have Colony Trading, Mountain R&D, and Harbor City as the decider. Very interesting picks here from both sides. Brett, talk to me about these maps, man. We see these guys all the time. Another Colony.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened, but Colony all of a sudden has become a real staple in like competitive Gundam Evolution. When it first came out, teams were pretty hesitant to sort of play it for whatever reason. I think just it being a new map, people didn't really know what they wanted to do. And also, attacking on this map can be kind of difficult, but as the game's gone on, people have learned the map and teams are becoming a lot more comfortable playing it. And so that's why we're seeing it more often. So it's always nice to see. It's personally one of my favorite maps to see in the game.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of my. I mean, Ashimar mains, right? We love Colony, so it's hard to sit there and complain about it a little too much, right? Um, but speaking of which, I mean, we do have the unit bands coming up, so I am interested to see what the teams are going to pick. Kaio, known for his Ashimar play, is definitely going to be one to look out for there. Robot, ladies and gentlemen, is actually going to be playing on the side of Rizzards, known for his Methus. So I I'm a little interested to see what's gonna come out from both
Yeah,
sides.
I think these pick bans are really important for both of these teams. They really got to decide what they want to get rid of on the other team, but what they also want to keep for themselves, right? Because let's say you are Rizzards of Oz and you do ban the Ash, you don't want to see KO's Ash. That's great, but then you lose access to the Ash as well, right? So there's a lot to think about here. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what they choose to do here. Colony Trading Post map known for its verticality, right? There's lots of airspace, lots of room for flyers to sort of maneuver around, right? So Ashamar, Methis, and now Zeta as well. It's a great map for all those units. So I wonder if maybe we'll see the band sort of edge towards them, or hey, maybe we'll see like a Sosby band like we did last time.
Yeah, true. I mean, and it looks like we're getting our first unit band, and that's going to be a Z2R on the side of Burnsiders.
Oh,
Very interesting. Okay, so Z2R is definitely one of those units that can be really disruptive, can really mess up the back line, and especially towards the back, like towards the second set of waypoints, can really be a problem for a lot of teams because they play a lot more like a domination map. That second set, you know.
yeah, I mean Z2R is also really great for the first point of the map because he's able to go in on the attack side, and he's able to tap on the bomb and immediately escape, use his smoke, use his 3 dashes, and head towards health packs. So the defense is forced to always be watching those bombs because a Z2R could always just run in and defuse, and then you can't really punish it because it's able to just run away and cycle health packs. So Z2R is really strong on this map, but they've taken it out, and it looks like we got the next ban, and that's going to be the Pale Rider.
Yeah, the Pale Rider's a very interesting ban, especially because of the most recent changes. So that's really interesting to me. So you have Z2R, a very powerful disruptor, a very powerful health pack annihilator, and then you have Pale Rider, a mobile health pack that can dish out a ton of damage. And that Hades, losing that Hades is such a powerful tool. So let's see what the teams come up with when it comes to comps. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here.
One thing I always hope to see when the Pale Rider gets banned is some sort of compensation in the healing department, right? Pale Rider's health pack is one of the best healing abilities in the game, so much so that healers have sort of fallen out of the meta for a lot of teams. But with Pale Rider being banned, that health pack no longer being available, I hope teams adapt and maybe go towards one of the healers like Methus, GM, or Unicorn.
Well, I mean, this is that opportunity for Robot, right? To bring out his Methus, to get that rust, remove that rust a little and see what he can do. I mean, Unicorn, yeah, unfortunately got nerfed in the most recent patch, and that's really pulling him out of favor, and that's really annoying. But I mean, yeah, this is an opportunity for Unicorn to make a comeback. Again, that Methus. Most interesting to me, that no Zeta ban, and Zeta's definitely one. I mean, you felt it. I saw it happen during the summer clash with that Zeta ult on Colony 8 point. I mean, that was heartbreaking. So, I'm really, really interested to see what the teams will do if they decide to run a Zeta.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm both of these teams, I'm definitely going towards that Zeta, especially with Pale Rider being banned. Zeta, when he has full rage, his DPS is very comparable to a lot of the strongest units in the game. So that's definitely something I imagine both of these teams are going to gravitate towards. And then also, just going back to the healing, I really do think Methus here with the Unicorn nerf might be the pick for a lot of these teams, especially on the defense side. Especially on the defense side, where his turret can get a lot of value and be able to shoot through the grates and just sort of make some chip damage towards the enemies, especially if they're not running a healer and preventing that passive heal from starting.
Whoa. We seem to be experiencing a technical issue.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but yeah, just going back to talking about some of the units that are also open now. I know Ultra Cardis loves his heavy arms, and Colony is a map where I think you can absolutely get away with running that heavy arms. It's great at sort of denying airspace because you don't really need to land your shot so much because it has such a wide spread. It's great at poking at units up in the air like that Ashmar and like potentially that Zeta, while also on the defense especially, it's going to be really great at being able to shoot through the grates at the top of the bomb sites and sort of prevent bomb plants like that.
I'm most interested to see if there's a Mahiru pick, because that choke point going to second, man, to see a Mahiru pick there, it can do so much work, so much stopping power. So really interested to see what happens there.
Yeah, while its individual DPS isn't the strongest, it is a very annoying unit to play against when the Mahiru knows what they're doing and they know how to utilize it the best. If you're able to bounce those grenades off walls and sort of not let teams use their health packs properly, and if you're able to just stagger their pushes, the Mahiru can get a lot of value. Also, Mahiru ult, people kind of don't think about it, but Mahiru ult is very, very strong and on its own can totally kill a push. So
yeah, and it looks like I'm gonna need a re-invite to the lobby, but
yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, there's so many units to pick from. Dom Trooper, another one that's really scary on this map that I feel like the teams could really take a lot of advantage with. The Z2M with its very tanky health pool and its ultimate able to just spin to win through hard chokes onto those points. Barb's available. Barb can just smash onto anybody trying to defuse or plant. There's a lot of options here. Susano is available, and Susano scares me. I think I'm available for entry. Thank you very much. And if I could get the lead, we can get started right away. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what these lineups are gonna be, especially since we've seen, Max running that Zeta. So
Yeah, I
just
mean, yeah, Colony trading post, lots of options here, so it's gonna be really exciting to see what these teams choose to run.
yeah, but we're getting into the match. First map of the day is going to be Colony Trading. It's going to be Burnsiders and Rizzards, and there are the unified team portraits. I loved these during the clash. I love to see these into CIL and continuing forward. Very, very fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be Char versus the Orange Haro. We're gonna see who comes out on top. And yeah, we're already getting to see some of the unit picks now. A robot going for that Zeta on the side of Rizzards. Meanwhile, on the side of Portland, we see KO going to that trusty Ashamar.
Yeah, and we also see Max pulling out the Mahiru and Dom on both sides, interestingly enough.
Yeah, Dom Trooper, even on maps where there's a lot of verticality, so it can be kind of hard to land your rockets, Dom Trooper still is always very, very strong. That armor being on a lower cooldown means that's a constant ability that teams have to be worried about, and he just does a lot of damage on his own. Also, his ultimate, one of the strongest in the game.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about with that healer being able to step up to the plate of Pale Rider. Is you have the Unicorn now and the Gym coming out on the side of Burnsiders. Very interesting. A pseudo tank coming out from the form of Gym with a heal, and a straight healer, and kind of a slight replacement for Pale Rider. Not really a full replacement, as nothing can replace that 80s, but a slight replacement in the form of Unicorn.
Yeah, I love seeing the Gym personally. I really think Gym is a unit that has been underrated most of this game's life cycle, but is able to provide a lot for the team by both just being able to stay alive and with his heal grenade. If that heal grenade goes off on a lot of teammates, that is a ton of HP healed. It's one of the fastest heals, if not the fastest heal in the game.
Yeah, and what's really interesting to me right now is this opener from the side of Rizzards, where they've chosen to completely ignore Waypoint. They haven't gone for any sort of defense, any sort of stall, any sort of ult charge damage coming in. Very, very strange. We don't normally see people just completely ignore the Waypoint. They go underneath. They're not even going above. Just very interesting plays.
Yeah, Rizzards of Oz playing it safe at the start by just letting Portland take the waypoint. They would prefer to fight on the bomb site, but so far it's not working out. Ultra Cardis has gone down, and Portland have tapped the bomb, but they don't actually stick, and the trades are going back and forth. But it looks like so far Portland are coming out ahead.
Yeah, and the Ashmar getting taken out, but Kyle getting picked back up by Max. It looks like the Rizzards has lost the neutral and is slowly falling one by one. The Crumb getting taken out. Castian getting taken out. Both Doms are gone from the field. Kyle getting put to half. Cardis, though, looking to see if he can disrupt that plant.
Yeah, the res coming out from Portland here, and now they finally look like they're going to have the chance to plant, but no. Will the gun tank be able to stop it? Nosfer Demon on the gun tank. He's able to take out Broken Bunner and deny that plant. Yeah, those rockets, they really provided that burst that was needed, but a great hook from Madigan. He's able to take out two on the A bomb site. And the res guy for Portland. This is a really long and drawn out fight, but it's clearly going in favor of Portland, and they get that bomb down.
Yeah, you got to be really careful of those staggers, especially here on Colony. You have to be careful. You don't want people to get overextended. You don't want your saws to get taken out early on, because you need to have a coordinated push, especially trying to take this height from the team that's holding it. It's not looking good on the side of Rizzards.
No, this has been really impressive so far from Portland. They're playing to the strengths of this double healer composition by having these long extended gunfights. But while I say that, that's two taken out on the side of Portland by the Rizzards as they come in for this push. Ultra Cardis on top of them. He's able to take out Broken Butter.
Yeah, and Madigan trying to go for the res, but doesn't get it. Krinar getting low. Lacrum, the last man alive on point, is going to get taken out, and the defuse is going to go through.
He tried to crumb all over them, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, and they get that defuse with 10 seconds left.
And while we didn't notice, the waypoint was also taken, which means it's going to be the long rotation back.
Yeah, but once again, Rizzards are playing it safe, and they're actually giving the waypoint back to Portland. It's a lot of respect being shown by them, which is good to see. But we see some fighting going towards main with OG Name taking some pot shots towards Madigan and Broken Butter.
This is one of those really dangerous things, though. The ult economies on the side of Burnsiders is so much better right now. And the ults are definitely going to come out. Broken Butter trying to use that ult. Kyle getting a really good punch, and Castian responding with his Dom ult. What will the Burnsiders do now?
Yeah, the Burnsiders continuing to push in from Waypoint side. But, oh, Lacrum activates his Dom ult, and we put GM Mines on the point, and they take out OG Name. Yeah, well, that's absolutely incredible. And right now, there's only 3 alive on the side of Rizzards. Make that 2 as Demon goes down. Maxolos with a kick onto a robot to take him off the high ground, and Broken Butter doesn't go for the res, but instead plants the bomb, and he's rewarded with that plant, while Madigan picks up Maxolos instead. And that's another plant and control of the bomb sites for Portland Burnsiders.
And this is what's really scary now. You know, when we talk about ult economy, but 2 ults are available on both sides of the field, but I mean, not all ults are created equal, and yes, you do have the Turn ult on the side of Rizzards. You also have the Hyperion ult on the side of Rizzards as well. And but
ooh, Madigan with the amazing hook. He takes out OG Name. That's the Turn ult down for this
he
retake.
pops his ult. He fails.
Oh my gosh, what a travesty on the side of the Rizzards. And yeah, it looks like Portland are going to be able to hold on to this point. Unless a miracle is able to be done by the Rizzards, Portland should have first point here on Colony.
That Turn ult starting to look mighty fine, especially with Madigan's ult now gone. But it looks like they're opting to give up the point. With 6 seconds left on the clock, Burnsiders moves up to the Waypoint choke.
Yeah, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it seems like Portland Burnsiders have adapted to this Pale Rider ban a lot better than the Rizzards have
getting
so
a little
far.
close there. That aggro Dom just a little too close to the sun. But are they going to use an ult? They have 2 ultimates to work with. Are they going to use something? Yes, they are. It's going to be that Mockery ult. Oh, but the response is going to be a hook from Madigan onto the Hyperion skewer. It doesn't go through. Very, very
insane value by the Mahirol, getting to there and taking Waypoint for the side of Portland Burnsiders. And now they're going down to plant on that B bomb site, it looks like. I don't know if Rizzards are going to be able to stop this. No, Rizzards are back. They're fighting for this point. Ooh, but it's not enough. The walls go up and they stop Rizzards from denying that plant. That's the bomb down the B's.
I have lost one too many matches in ranked due to those those meddling walls, Protocol. Those meddling walls.
Yeah, the cycling wall is a really interesting feature on this map that really changed how the bomb site deals based off the time. And yeah, it looks like Rizzards are struggling to get back into this bomb site, but they activated the Turn ult, and is it going to be able to get that value to get them on this bomb site? Unfortunately, Turn A not the greatest on this bomb site, and it shows with not really
but
getting
there's
the
the
kills
Zeta, doesn't go through again, those walls. Oh, really mess up the lineup for that Zeta ult. The defuse does go through, and Rizzards now have control of B side and have advantage when it comes to what's this? Lacrum's gonna get
with the
plant.
sneak plant. Yeah, with the sneak plant
And
on the
he
A bomb site, he
doubles right
activates
after.
Dom ult to
What
hold
is
on
this?
to it. Will he be able to stop this defuse with his Dom ult? No, he looks like he gets a bit stuck on all the people on the bomb site, and he goes down.
That is one of the Dom plays of all time right there out of Lacrum. Very sneaky plant, an unfortunate defuse, however. Let's see if Burnsiders can pull something out. They do have that Marasai ult to play with. Broken Butter's popping his Unicorn ult.
Yeah, that sneak plant was a really great play to try and buy space for his team, but I think the overcommittal of the Dom ult made it not as worthwhile as it could have been. But while I say that, it looks like the Portland team are being a bit held back at this choke point. Ultra Cardis going in, trying to axe that GM, but Kridnar is
Looks
able to
like
slide it.
Madigan.
Can he
Madigan
kill
might
the
be
Gun Tank
trying.
ult?
He's dancing with the Gun Tank ult. It doesn't go through. That's rough. That is unfortunate.
You know, Demon, an expert with that gun take ult, he's able to outplay those sort of dodges and weaves, and he's able to get the kill and stop the potential bomb plant there. But Portland's still getting 60% on the second point of Colony. This is a very winnable position for them.
You know, one has to wonder if maybe using that C hook to destroy the gun tank ult, you know, might have been the right play. There, Madigan's gonna be thinking about that one for a good while there.
Yeah, when it gets down to it, and there's only a few seconds left on the round, the sort of overall value of ults doesn't matter. You just have to think of it as another ability you have in your arsenal. But moving forward from that, KO topping the charts. by far and above with 24,000 damage.
Yeah, that Ashamar always does work. Always looking to put in the most amount of damage. A lot of disruption out of that. But Lacrum not too far behind with that Dom. Sitting at 21,000. Really getting his chest out there, showing that experience in the TF2 comp scene running soldiers. So it's definitely showing there.
No, and that's on the attack side too, where Dom isn't really at his strongest when it comes to damage, right? You don't have your mines aren't going to be as useful on attack as they are on defense. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Crumb topping the charts by the end of this game if he holds the space.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, at the same time, you also see Dom holding on the side of Castian there on defense. 17,000 is nothing to scoff at. I mean, he definitely showed that Dom is strong on the defense side, and 17k is definitely really powerful. I mean, everybody's sitting at above the 10k, which is good.
Yeah, what I'm really going to wonder for this round is, oh no, it looks like the turn A is actually dropped this time. They ran the turn A on defense, but for attack, Rizzards are deciding to not go for turn A. Yeah, that's very interesting. But now they're going for the waypoint. It looks like Portland are adopting the same sort of strategy Rizzards did, although they took a little bit of poke. They decided to sort of give the waypoint and play for the bomb site instead.
Nosfer Ooh, getting taken out by the Mahiru.
No, and that was a full kill too, so that means that this push is going to be a bit delayed, and they're going to be a bit staggered.
Yeah.
The strength of Mahiru being shown off. It's just the strength of Mahiru being able to just sort of deny access to these choke points by just spamming your grenades. So they go under instead, and it looks like that's working out a lot better for them, with Castian getting the first kill on Max Olus, making a double with another kill on Krydnar.
You know, this is one of those plays, Red, we talk about where when you're the attacking team, they try and fight underneath. They try and path underneath to try and get control. And it seems like the CIL teams have learned that and are starting to adapt it now. And it shows. I mean, the pushes are starting to be a lot more deadly now, especially in the most recent matches here on Colony.
Yeah, I want to throw a little bit of a highlight for Castian there, getting all 4 of those kills, cleaning up for his team. But we actually have the ultimates. Looks like Cobalt Tick did a lot during that fight as well, getting close to his Hyperion ult. But it looks like the push is coming back here from Portland, but it's being shut down by Rizzards.
Yeah, but it looks like a 2-pronged attack was Madigan tries to get some off-angle shots onto the A site. Krydnar going in with his molly. Does get a decent kick out from the Mahiru.
Madigan getting a ton of free damage from behind, and OG Name was finally turned around to try and put a stop to him. That was a lot of damage done by him. Ours seemed to be able to recover.
Really
yeah. A robot coming in from above. Madigan with the insane hook on Nosfer Demon. He's able to take out that gun take. There's only 3 left on the side, but is that going to be enough time? Lacrum trying to suck the defuse, and he's not able to, and that's the bomb going the way of Rizzards very quickly.
Kyle, last man left alive, is going to have to fall back very carefully here. He doesn't want to get caught out. 90% left on that Ashamar ult. Can mean the difference between holding this waypoint and losing it. He has to be really careful here, and he does get it. Mines coming out from Krydnar to try and stop the push.
Yeah, and look, I'm getting the kill on Nosfer Demon to start. KO actually threw his Molotov at his feet to sort of denying space to his enemies who were chasing him, and it looks like it got some value from getting a lot of ticks there. Ooh, the ult popped by Cobalt Tick, but he's immediately taken out. That ends up being a waste, as the Hyperion ult now is 0 charge.
Yeah, and now the ult economy is slowly swinging in the side of Burnsiders. This is really dangerous. These are 2 ults that you do not want in this choke point. You do not want Mahiru. You do not want Marasai. You do not want the Dom Trooper. But Dom coming in with an ult, looking like Rizzards had a little bit of a delay there, but they're popping their ult to see if they can't do something. Madigan coming in with his ultimate.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is just too close to call. The gun take ult from Nosfer Demon getting 2. Might have been able to turn around that fight. He tries for the res, but he's denied by Max Olus, but Max Olus is then taken out. And it looks like the waypoint is going to go the way of Rizzards, getting past one of the hardest chokes in the game, getting around that Mahiru pick. And yeah, that was really good for them. They have a lot of time left to try and get one of these bomb plants down and take over this map.
The scariest thing is that Susanoo ult that they didn't have to use to take the waypoint is now available to use. Lacrum using his Dom ult to try and peel multiple people away from their attack, just stalling a little further, giving Burnsiders a chance to regroup and maybe farm some ult charge.
It looked like that was a bit disconnected, though. He went in with his Dom ult, but his team didn't really follow up, and the waypoint stays. Although, here they come now, finally fighting for this waypoint. It looks like they're going to actually take waypoint here. The bomb's gone down, but as long as they can get this defuse before we hit 60%, that'll mean that the Rizzards are going to have to refight for that waypoint. Ultra Cardis left alone on the bomb site, takes out Max Solus, but the Barb is going for the defuse. Ultra Cardis denies with the axe. LaCrum on the Barb.
Yeah, it looks like
gets the kill on Ultra Cardis. That defuse is coming in for Mannequin. They're going to get this defuse off.
Oh, but Name was too OP. Still with that Susan ult. You gotta wonder, what is he saving it for? Is he saving it for Gun Evo 2? Is that the question? That is the question in everybody's minds right now.
Saving it for something that might never come. It's a unfortunate spot to be in. Maybe he's going to pop it here. It looks like they're going for an A bomb site plan on the side of Rizzards, but Portland doing their best to try and fight here and deny it, taking out 2.
It's a very staggered push, though, from the side of Rizzards. Maybe takes out Matt again, going for the plant. Kaio's there. Kaio has a punch.
Oh, big punch from Kaio. He's able to take out a robot and put Ultra Cardis very low. Ultra Cardis goes down with Broken Butter coming in from the back to help him out. Cobaltic also about to fall down unless he's able to dodge that Unicorn out. That's some great movement from Cobaltic. Not again! Activates the Hyperion ult being shot at, and he goes down without any value on the Hyperion ult.
You gotta feel for these Hyperion ults, you know? They're coming out and they're just at the wrong time.
The mid-combat Hyperion ult really not working out the best, and that means that this defense is going to be successful, at least so far. Going for the bomb plant on B, though, the entire team drops down and denies it.
Yeah, but this is one of those things you got to be really careful. It looks like the Burnsiders are starting to get a little staggered here. There are multiple really powerful ults on the side of Rizzards. Robot going for the plant on A is going to get it.
A mistake from Portland there. A robot was just able to get that plant uncontested. Broken Butter, the only one nearby. And as a Unicorn, he couldn't really stop it. The gun take ult coming in to sort of deny a defuse, and it works. And now Ultra Cardis activating the Sazabi ult. Oh, but he gets taken out immediately. Cassian, the only one left, and the Zeta ult from A robot stops that defuse and takes out 2. But A robot low HP Critter takes him out, but the rest of the team from Rizzards are coming in. The Susano ult's finally been activated.
This is what he's been waiting for. He's gonna go in, getting 1 pick. I mean, wow, that's Zeta ult timing from Robot, man. I mean,
yeah, A robot with the play of the game there. Really, he was able to stop that defuse. 3 of them were on point. He's able to take out 1 with the ultimate. One of them that was stunned is taken out as well by A robot.
Cobaltic.
Yeah. And Cobaltic, despite unsuccessful ults, the Hyperion getting a ton of value is clearly shown with the MVP screen there.
Very much 41 enemy units disabled, Cobaltic. Whoa, easy there, bud. All right, we're not in the playoffs yet.
Yeah, no, it just goes to show that ultimates aren't everything in Gundam Evolution. You can provide a lot of value in the neutral, and that can be enough.
Yeah, it sure can. And speaking of neutral, we go to the map of the neutral game, Mountain R&D.
Yeah, Mountain R&D, all about fighting for space. That's not really the point themselves, but instead what surrounds them. We're looking at the high ground on A and C, and all the pathways surrounding the B bomb site, or not bomb site, point.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait for 3 minutes because we do have the roster swaps potentially happening. It looks like Burnsiders is going to be switching out LaCrum for Aira? Aira? E-I-R-A. But, Wu-Tank. Right. So,
I'm curious now to see what the pick bands are going to look like for the side of Portland and Rizzards now. With LaCrum's Dom Trooper was looking good. I wonder if maybe they're going to take out the Dom Trooper there.
Yeah. I mean, look, listen. If Colony isn't the Ashimar map, R&D most certainly is the Ashimar map. I mean, we're going to have to see it eventually, right? Surely.
Yeah, there could be an Ashmar ban here, but there could be an Ashmar ban. That's a really good point with Mountain being such a Ash-friendly map. Lots of airspace, just like Colony. Zeta could also be a potential ban here, because Zeta can get a ton of value on this map. Just, again, having that airspace control with that shield.
Yeah, you know, we saw Zeta in the Summer Clash, and everybody was just kind of like, they were a little bit so-so about it during the update and during the patch, but now as time goes on, I think we're starting to see that Zeta is an extremely powerful unit that can be used in a team comp. So,
yeah, I think the most coordinated teams get the most success from that Zeta, especially with that ultimate, because the ultimate can provide a lot of value, but usually it's not the Zeta itself getting that value, unlike what a robot did earlier. But instead, a lot of times what the ultimate does is it set up your teammates to sort of collapse on those units who've been stunned by your ult. So I think a lot of the coordinated teams are going to look for that Zeta and trying to play around it.
Yeah, you know, we talk about momentum a lot when we're playing at the higher levels, and Zeta, just like that ult is such a momentum move. Yes, it doesn't have the potential to frag out like a Pale Rider, a Hades, right? But when in terms of raw momentum for your team, I mean, it is the biggest table flip probably in the game, next to Dommel, I would say. So yeah, it's definitely one to look out for, and it looks like there is going to be another swap on the side of Rizzards, so we are just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, so moving on, depending on how Mountain R&D goes, we might after this see some Harbor City, which is going to be really exciting if we can get to that third map. But Portland have got to pull out the win here if we want to see that.
That is true. I believe that was a Rizzards win, correct? In the last match.
Yeah, Rizzards took out Colony Trading Post again with that insane play from Robot with that Zeta ult, being able to solo hold that bomb site for enough time for his team to sort of pull back up from the waypoint.
Yeah, so it just looks like they're having a little bit of issues with connection, but we'll get that sorted out in the meantime. You know, let's talk about R&D protocol, because you and I mean, we're both very, very familiar with this map, and, you know, one of the things that I most enjoy, especially when it comes to using Ashamar on this map, is sitting on that opposite height. You think we're gonna see that a lot more with Zeta? I mean, it's just the anti-duel, like the aerial duelist, right?
Yeah, one of the things I was always trying to do with having a Zeta and Ashmar in our comp for this map was just sort of always fighting for that airspace control. With Zeta being able to fly up and use that shield to sort of tank some damage, Ashmar flying up behind him and being able to pump out that damage and just sort of take out any other units that were in the air. So I feel like if we can see a team that's using Zeta and Ashmar versus a team that's only using one of them, that could be a big game changer on this map.
Yeah, it really could. Okay, so we have our players now. So we're going to be going into unit bans right away. And I believe it is going to be Rizzards first.
Yeah. One unit I'm looking at in particular on this map, aside from Ashmar, is that gun tank. We saw Nosfer Demon get insane value using that gun tank last map, and I wonder if maybe on a map like Mountain where gun tank is even stronger, maybe the teams don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can say from personal experience, having felt the JP gun tank in its full form, gun tank is definitely a unit that can be kind of a dark horse in a lot of these situations. I mean, the fast res, the bomb that can instantly take out two, the charge that just blocks shots from the front, and just the sustained damage, especially on weaker units like Z2R and Exia and even Ashamar. It can be scary.
But we actually do have the first ban now on the side of Rizzards.
Yeah, it's going to be a Marasai. Very interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a targeted ban towards one of the Portland players, maybe trying to deny someone who's more of a one-trick.
Maybe, but I mean, that person would probably be Madigan, and Madigan, I mean, yes, his Marasai is scary, but he also has a Z2R. So, I'm not entirely so sure.
And Mountain, a fantastic Z2R map, just so much space and so much flank potential for that Z2R. So if you're trying to target ban Madigan and then he's just going to swap to that Z2R, and I really don't think that's too great of a loss.
No, it really isn't. And I mean, everybody loves a Z2R and R&D. Shout out to my boy Hacks.
Yeah, Z2R unit that wasn't really being utilized for quite a long time. I feel like at the start of the game, he was very powerful. And then for about 2 seasons, he had a pretty drastic drop off. But some patches have come out and Z2R has been seeing a lot more play. but we've actually gotten the ban from Portland taking out that Zeta Gundam. We're not going to see any double flyer duos with Ashmar and Zeta this map.
No, we are not. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I mean, you have the removal of Marasai, you have the removal of Zeta, which means that characters like Susano and Z2M are going to become extremely powerful here, which can be really scary for a lot of these teams. Susano is a very strong momentum unit. The ability for him to just hit somebody with a chakram, slow them down, and then immediately rush in and finish them off can be very terrifying, especially in a very claustrophobic map like R&D.
I wonder if that was a targeted ban towards the from Portland towards the Rizzards with Garma and a robot coming in here. I feel like they were probably gunning towards doing that Zeta Ashmar combo, and now only one of those units are available. That means only one of them's going to get that flyer, and one of them's going to have to play something probably unexpected.
Yeah.
We saw a robot get a ton of value on that Zeta last map, so it could have just been a targeted, hey, we don't want a robot doing that to us again.
No, no, we definitely don't want robot getting an insane stun again. I mean, we do, because it would look good for the stream, but no, the players...
Anything for the content.
Don't. Hey, I mean, we're here for the content, right? So, alright, let's get into this match here. Interested to see what the lineups are going to be. I'm also interested to see...
This is a domination mission.
Looks like there's a little bit of an issue with the ban info. Let me fix that for everybody.
One thing I gotta point out here, Garma Zabi not coordinated with the rest of his team. This isn't boding well for the side of Rizzards. Meanwhile, look at Portland, all coordinated still with that Char profile picture. And I'll cover the rear.
I'll cover the rear.
I mean, just off that alone, I feel like Portland have to take this map.
I mean, yeah, team coordination is critical, especially in a team-based game like this. So let's see what they can pull out. And looks like the gun tank immediately coming out on the side of Wu Tank.
Yeah, no big shocker there. Gun tank again, really strong on this map actually. So I think that could get a lot of value. Might even turn the tides in the favor of Portland. Meanwhile, looking at the side of Rizzards, we're seeing that Susano come out once again from OG name, not wanting to go towards that turn A. That can actually be pretty strong on Mountain.
Yeah, and it looks like the Z2R is going to be picked up by both sides. Madigan going into a Z2R, Kabaltic also going into Z2R. The Susan getting picked up by Rizzards, and it looks like the Unicorn is going to remain in play on the side of Burnsiders. Very interesting pick.
Yeah, so it's looking like a double healer, no melee comp from the side of Portland versus the melee no healer, unless you count Pale, on the side of Rizzard. So it's going to be, can Portland keep these fights going long and sustained? They'll come out on top, but if they can't, then that'll mean Rizzard's probably coming with the win here. The fight's already starting, though, at the beam bomb site. Garma getting a molly kill, and a robot starting to clean up as well. Ooh, but a great res from Kridnar and a kill as well. Makes this fight go pretty even. It's neck and neck right now.
Yeah, but the space control is definitely on the side of Rizzards, and this is one of the most critical points to have set space control. And it looks like Burnsiders just can't find an entryway. As I say that, the gun tank drops in.
Yeah, the gun tank drops in, but he sort of falls. There's no Sazabi on the side of Portland, and I feel like that gun tank just didn't have the space he needed to get the value he wanted. And that point does go the way of Rizzards so far, and now they're trying to play cleanup, take out these units and stagger Portland. But they're not able to get that as KO is able to fly away, and Portland are going to reset and try to do another push here on the B-bomb side.
Yeah, the no Sazabi play, we saw that again in the last map, and it makes you really wonder what is going through the mind of Burnsiders with the no Sazabi. Are they not confident on it? Do they not think it's a good decision? Maybe they have an alternate strat using the gym. There's an ult coming out from Madigan there. No, who was that? Kabaltic.
Yeah, but it does look like that Rizzards here are going to take the entirety of this point. 35% towards them, and now we're going to move towards A. But when you look at the ult economy now, a robot with a Pale Rider ult ready to go, but there's nothing on the side of Portland to stop him.
Yeah, and it looks like the Sazabi of Ultra Card is getting pushed off early on. Having to regen is going to keep him out of the fight long enough for Burnsiders to get that high control, especially with Kridnar there, but that's Susan ever present.
Yeah, I mean, the Portland there. They had high ground control to start, but the Susan was just able to push them off.
Ooh,
and,
Hades coming
yeah,
out on the side of Butter.
We have Broken Butter with the Hades on point, trying to take out people from the side of Rizzards, but he's able to take out Garma, although Kridnar does get credit for the kill. But this is not enough. It looks like they're still going to be holding on to this point. Never mind, Portland's able to take back the point.
Ooh, Robot self-destruct with the nade there. Not looking too good on the side of Rizzards right now. It looks like Burnsiders is definitely going to maintain control for this point, and I mean, the ults are neck and neck right now, and Wu-Tang throwing out fighter, but not today. Not today.
Yeah, it gets destroyed from their spawn. I think Wu-Tang probably thought that Rizzards were closer and more set up for the next push, but the ult just didn't find the value he was looking for.
The punch from KO. Punch from Kaio.
Yeah, he's able to take out two, but the res happens, so the value really wasn't there what he wanted. But overall, the point does go the way of Portland, and now this game is very, very close.
Yeah, Portland definitely is a lot stronger on R&D, and it's showing. Kasabi down there alone, getting caught out by the Z2R. It looks like an ult going off somewhere on the map. It looked like it sounded like Cabaltic throwing out his Z2R ult again.
Yeah, but it looks like the side of Rizzards, they're dropping onto point. Ultra Cardinus being that big body on point. Kridnar with the GM ball kill, but the kills overall look like they're going in favor of Rizzards. And Rizzards taking the B site again. I wonder if that's a pattern we're going to see again and again. Maybe their execute is just better.
Yeah, execute, or maybe their unit picks. You know, you have that Saz doing a lot of work when it comes to controlling these very narrow corridors. Maybe that shield is just eating up enough damage to give his team the opportunity.
Yeah, I question utilizing the GM Unicorn and Guntank at the same time. I just think there might not be enough focused DPS on these units to sort of take them out, especially a unit as tough as the Sawspeed. And that's a team kill for the side of Rizzards, and they have 3 ults in the back runner as well. This is looking pretty scary for Portland.
Yeah, but it is switching to A. It is going back to A in 16 seconds, and Burnsiders is definitely looking to get that early height control. Cardis jumping up for some scans there, but it looks like Rizzard's a little slow on their rotation. This might be the advantage that Burnsiders needs.
Yeah, Madigan catching Garmazavi, but disconnected from his team, and he's looking for that Zaku 2 ranged ult, but he takes a lot of damage, and he decides he'd rather just fall back and look for another opportunity. Portland here controlling the high ground for this A bomb site, and they're able to take out Cobaltic. Again, just like Garma earlier, a little bit spread out and disconnected, and Portland are doing a good job punishing this.
Yeah, but that opposite height damage coming in that takes out the Unicorn gives Rizzards the height control, but immediately taken back by Kaio. Ooh, not so good of a punch there, but it's okay, it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no stranger to missed punches, and while he does miss that punch on the Saws, it looks like this point is going neck and neck, but it looks like Rizzards are actually able to take it with the help of that Susano ult. Madigan, last left on point on the side of Portland, he's taken out. Still holding that Z2R ult. He just didn't find an opportunity to use it.
Kridnar's going to have to do something here. It's 96%. He's going to have to touch that point at the very least. Just wait a minute. What's this? Oh, this is actually really dangerous for the Rizzards right now, as the point is close to flipping. You have an opportunity to pull this back, Rizzards, but
yeah, casting with that Dawn Trooper ult takes out Broken Butter, but Madigan trades it right back. Max Olus goes down. Madigan's last left alive on point as a Z2R. He's already used his ult. He just used his smoke. He doesn't have much health left, and A Robot takes him out with that Pale Rider Hades, and that's the round going the way of Rizzards.
Yeah, you know, that raw ult economy coming in at the very end there, really meaningful. And maybe the Burnsiders can learn from that and try and fix that coming into the second round here.
Yeah, domination mode, that's really all about momentum. That first fight is really important because it can really establish how the ult economy is going to be for the entire game. Looking at the damage charts now, Madigan doing great damage on that Z2R, providing a ton of value for his team. And on the other side of the scoreboard, looking at Cobaltic on that Z2R, this really does seem like it's a bit of a Z2R off.
It really does, actually, yeah, and you can see Kridnar sitting at the 6, Max sitting at the 9, sub 10k. Maybe a unit swap is in order here, you know? If something's not working, swap it out, see what works, see what doesn't. You know, maybe that Saws is starting to look a little bit A little bit nicer now, a little bit shinier.
Yeah, I really do think that triple support just doesn't have the damage that Portland really need right now, and it's showing on the scoreboard. But a potential swap from one of these support units might be enough to sort of help the team with their edge, and we see it now. Look at what we're seeing here. We're seeing minus gun tank plus heavy arms, and now we're seeing the Maw here as well on the side of Portland. Will these change-ups be enough?
Oh, we're about to find out. It looks like Castian, it looks like looks like it's going to be an opposite height play. This is something that we definitely see a lot of higher level teams doing instead of going for the main side. And Castian going in for a double kill potentially. Yeah, it looks like Rizzards is going to come out on top on the opposite height play.
Yeah, Rizzards dedicated a little bit more resources to that opposite high ground, and they're able to pull off a crunch on Portland, and now they just control this bomb site completely. There's no way Portland are going to start with this point.
Yeah, this is one of those really dangerous things with that heavy arms is that it needs to get set up, and if it doesn't get set up, or if they're not given the opportunity to set up, it can be really detrimental to have. Max, though, on the Mahiru, his nades could potentially do a lot of damage.
Yeah, again, Mahiru kind of like heavy arms, where when you're set up, the value they can get is enormous, but you have to get them set up, and that's where this Portland team looks like it's going to be struggling. If they can just get set up, they probably will be able to hold these points, but they got to get this position first, and it looks like they're trying so far with Wu-Tang taking out Castian for that high ground control. Meanwhile, Kovaltic in the backline taking out Kridnar, causing a lot of issues at the back. Broken Butter trying to fight off Kovaltic, but he's just staying alive and causing a ruckus. The res does come out though, but over all this time, the point has been going in favor of Rizzards.
Yeah, that overcommitment onto the Z2R definitely splitting up Burnsiders and forcing them to take two separate fights. It just allows the rest of the team to just divide and conquer.
Yeah, and these fights are looking even more one-sided than the last round. I think maybe some of these change-ups weren't what they needed, and Max Olus agrees, swapping off that Mahiru to the Susano.
I mean, the Susano is definitely a momentum play, especially on this map, such a strong unit. Maybe is exactly what Burnsiders needs to pull this one back. Wu-Tang getting low, Max getting low. Looks like that neutral, though, is still in the favor of Burnsiders right now.
Yeah, Burnsiders taking a page out of Rizzard's book, playing for that opposite high ground control at the start, and it's paying off for them. Slash coming out from Madigan's able to take out Castian, and a punch from KO as well. Even though the point is on the side of Rizzards, it looks like Portland did a lot of damage that round, but it wasn't enough. Rizzards actually hold true, and they're able to hold this point.
Yeah, this is really dangerous for Burnsiders right now. They're going to have to regroup. They're going to have to cut out this stagger. They're going to have to reassess. Maybe even try and go for a coordinated push using Kridnar's ult, or a coordinated push using that Hades that's going to become available. Wu-Tang getting a pick onto Castian. Mine's going out onto the point, but is it worth it, though, in these last 17 seconds?
Yeah, there's not much time left, so even if these mines do get the value, the actual percentage gain is going to be pretty low, and Portland might have been better off saving these ultimates for the next point, and even with dedicating that ult, they're only going to be getting 5 seconds here. That's only 3.6%. And when I'm looking at the ult economy for the side of Rizzards, they have 4 ults ready and waiting. Castian actually activating his 23 seconds until B unlocks. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but he's actually taken out by Broken Butter right away. That might be a mistake that gives Portland a way back into this game.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you do have the Hades, you do have the heavy arm assault, we've seen do a lot of damage. So, maybe, but that Susan ult on the side of Rizzards is a terrifying and looming threat, ever constant. Speaking of heavy arms, there goes that ult, getting Garma. Kovaltic, though, responding with his Z2R ult.
Yeah, and overall, that's the point in favor of Rizzards with, well, not a full team wipe, but a lot of damage done. And yeah, they're cleaning up now. Broken Butter being staggered from his team. There's not much time left. The actual game will end here at this point if they get to 99.9%, which it looks like they probably will. So this is going to be the final bomb site of this round. Portland need to find a way back in here. And it looks like they're going to try with Wu-Tang swapping back to that gun tank, but he's immediately taken out.
Those ults need to start coming out now. Broken Butter, Madigan just need to start popping everything. Max is about to get his, and the only response as far as ults is concerned from Rizzards is going to be the Susan ult, which does get taken out.
Max Olus finally activating his Susan ult. Will it be enough? He's able to take out Castian. He's going after Ultra Cardus on the solid speed, but the point is going the way of Rizzards. He's taken out, but the Wu tank is able to take back the point, get 2 kills. He saves Portland, and they're back in this game.
They gotta set up that defense, though. They can't rest on their laurels. They really need to regroup. They really need to stop this stagger. They have Kyle's punch, and that's all they're going to have to play off of. They really need to be thinking, okay, who has ults? Who doesn't have ults? Who do they need to target prioritize? Where are they going to be coming from? They have 2 ults to play with the punch and mines, both very fast charging ults as well. Robot getting close to that 80s.
Yeah, I wonder if Rizzards are probably just waiting for Robot to build his Hades, and he finally has. Max Olus needs to hit this punch on the Hades, or this point is probably going to go towards the Rizzards. And the GM mines on point. Ooh, the punch comes out, but it doesn't seem to take out that Hades. This is all going to be on a Robot now. Will the value from his Hades come out? He's actually taken out, but the point goes the way of Rizzards anyway, and that's the game.
Yep, and that is the set as well. That is 2 onto the side of Rizzards. You know, that first map was looking a lot closer than this second one. I wonder what Burnsiders can take away from this. Maybe looking into comp changes, maybe looking into doing a little bit more. It just looks like they didn't have it for the domination map.
Yeah, I really do think that they probably have to rethink some of their compositions there. I think there's just too much support units there with the GM, Unicorn, and the Gun Tank, and those are all units that are fine on their own, but when you combine them all, there's just not very much single target DPS for that team, and I think they just struggle taking out some of these more elusive units like Ashamar and like Z2R.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, the staggers were ever present, you know, just not getting your team together, not getting all on the same page. That Z2R being able to peel 2-3 people, distracting everybody's attention long enough to really just divide and conquer and pick individual players off, and then just the ult economy overall is something that, you know, I think Rizzards had a lot more locked down than Burnsiders, and I think that's something that the Burnsiders definitely need to think about moving into their next match. Looking at the standings now, that is going to move Rizzards up into the 3rd slot, actually kicking Burnsiders down to their position at the beginning of the day. So that is going to be a 3-1 for Rizzards, a 2-2 for Portland, a 3-0 for Extended, and a 3-1 for Cats.
Yeah, Rizzards meeting Extended Warranty and Meow and Cats with that 3-win position. Luckily, next week we're going to actually see a match between Rizzards and Extended Warranty fighting for that 2nd place, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like we will. And on top of that, it looks like we also have another match this Saturday. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah, and I mean, I'm interested to see what these teams are going to pull off. You know, I definitely think today was a learning lesson, but also good job on the side of Rizzards. That ult economy, that team coordination was really good. So this Saturday, we're going to have For Fun versus Extended Warranty around the same time, 6 p.m. PST. That's 9 p.m. Eastern. So please look forward to that. Any closing thoughts, Red?
Yeah, I mean, like, this was a good match. I really think that Colony Trading Post map was very, very close. It came down to a lot of hero plays, especially, I have to go back to that probably biggest play of the whole series, that ult from A Robot, securing that sort of bomb and not letting Portland get on that defuse. And I really think that was a big changing point for the series. And Portland didn't want that to happen again, so they banned the Zeta, but it looks like the units they left open just got too much value for the side of Rizzards.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, it definitely felt like Rizzards was on their game today, and it definitely felt like Portland wasn't. But, you know, sometimes it just happens. But to quote a mentor of mine, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And today, somebody won, and today somebody most definitely learned. And with that, we will leave it there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching another match here at the CIL. We will be back on Saturday at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern for Fun and Extended Warranty. Please stay tuned. Have a good night, everybody.